Every day I help families move to the Tampa area, but these are my top 5 reasons why I moved my family to Tampa, and I'm never looking back. So moving to Florida is obviously why I created this channel, because I picked up my family of 7 and moved them from Michigan to Florida. And I know all the ins and outs, the intricacies. I didn't have an expert on the ground with the boots on the ground to help me and guide me through it. So I've made this my mission for the last 3 years to really understand each pocket, each area, all the drive times, all the schools, everything. I'm here. This is what this channel is about. It's built for you. So hope you enjoyed this video. So let's get started. Number 1 is actually surprising to me. When we moved here, we didn't realize how much outdoor activities we would be doing. And we're outdoors people anyway, but we felt a little bit limited where we lived. We weren't big snow skiers. I am a hockey player, but we weren't big snow skiers, and we didn't really like going out in the weather in the north. So we were chasing the sunshine by coming to Florida. But this is what happened. That first 12 months we were here, we probably did more in the first 12 months that we were here, and then the last 12 years previously. We did a lot. And what we were doing is we were going to the springs, we were going to the parks, obviously the beaches, we were going to the amusement parks. There's a lot of things to do here. There's so much to do here. Constant hiking, constant exploring, and that's what my family really loves. That's what we found we love. We love being out in the nature, out at the beaches. There's not any lack of things to do. And our specific neighborhood, which is really great, makes it even easier to do outdoor activities because these bikes are nonstop. They're constantly moving. The kids and my wife get on the bikes and they go. We live in a master plan community and just bike riding constantly at the pools, walking, hiking, rucking. And then if we want to change the pace, we'll go over to Alafai River State Park, or we'll go over to Alderman Ford Park. And if that gets boring to you, then do something different. Go to the beaches. Don't just stay at the beach. Jump on a ferry and go to an island or go to a key and try something different. Go fishing. There's so many things to do here. So if you're into the outdoor activity, I would say that is the number 1 reason to make the move to Florida, is because it is year-round. Constant activity if you want it. And quite frankly, sometimes when that sun is shining for days and days on end, I just want a rainy day sometimes. I just want to shut the blinds, crawl into the couch, watch some Netflix, and turn off the sun and turn on the AC. But those breaks are more seldom than they are often. And in Michigan, where we lived, I felt like it was opposite. So that's the big change for us and our family. And number 2, schools. Yes, I know I said it, schools. People, what? Why are you saying schools? That's a controversial statement, because overall, people think that Florida schools aren't that great. Well, I can tell you right now, for sure, where I live, schools are absolutely fantastic. And that was really important to us when we moved here, because we had 3 coming up through high school soon. And now all 3 are in high school. They're getting great grades, National Honor Society, you know, they're on track for a lot of scholarships, etc. So schools can be really good, but there are going to be pockets. And I did find that the closer you get to the shore, it seems like the harder it was to find good schools. But if you're looking for specialty schools, the magnet schools, IB schools, anything advanced, any charter schools, private schools, and also, of course, really good public schools in areas, you can find that here. And so what I would recommend you do is you go over to greatschools.org and you type in a couple cities. So I have Lithia queued up here. And when I get to Lithia, you're going to see Beavis Elementary School, where I live, is a 10 out of 10. You're also going to see Lithia Springs Elementary School is a 9 out of 10. Newsom High School is a 9 out of 10. Randall Middle is an 8 out of 10. And I think there's another one in here, there's a couple more. And then you can see some down here, like there's a Nelson Elementary School over in Dover, that's a 4 out of 10. So I would highly recommend you look at greatschools.org. You can also look at niche.com. And you can look at different ratings in different schools and see what that means to you. And then of course call us and we will help tell you the information that we know if we know it. And if not, we can definitely find that information out. But I will tell you, there are pockets that aren't great and there are pockets that are great. And there's also obviously magnet schools, charter schools, IB schools. And what a magnet school is, let me explain this. A magnet school is a specialty school. So if you have a child that's really, you can see that they have this engineering brain, and it's a different type of child. There are magnet schools for engineering. So everything, the whole curriculum is based around engineering. But let me talk about what gives Florida a leg up on the competition. And that's the Bright Futures program. The Bright Futures program is basically rewarding good students for their efforts in school, keeping them in the state of Florida by giving them tuition to a Florida State college or university. So anywhere in Florida, they can attend college or university right here for free or almost free if they qualify for Bright Futures. Let me tell you what the qualifications are. The qualifications for Bright Futures is a 3.0 to a 3.5 grade point average or a 3.5 to a 4.0 grade point average. If you are a 3 to 3.5 grade point average, you need 75 community service hours throughout your high school tenure to qualify for Bright Futures. There's SAT requirements as well. So more importantly, if you are a 3 to 3.5 and you have those 75 community service hours, you will qualify for Bright Futures at about a 75% contribution. You also have to maintain good grades when you're in college or they can strip that from you. So there is a little catch. However, 3.5 to 4.0 students that have 100 community service hours and the SAT scores that are required will get 100% of their college paid for in the state of Florida. Pick a college and go for free. So they're keeping those students that are really focused on the Bright Futures program in state by allowing them to go to a Florida State college, really tuition free. And then they can qualify for all these other scholarships. You can apply for all kinds of scholarships. So your books, your room, your board, everything can be paid for over time. But that was a major factor when we moved here. So we needed this. We needed this as a family. We needed to get out of Michigan and go to a state that had a program like this because we knew with our three coming up through college at the same time, it was going to be a real big challenge. And now, as parents, all we are is focused on them, making sure that they do the best they possibly can in school, and they're going to be rewarded for it. So that's our life, and that's what's going on, and that's what's actually working out. So we have a senior now going into high school, and he's done really well. He's going to qualify for Bright Futures. And our twins that are going in 10th grade are also going to qualify for Bright Futures. And so far, so good. They're doing really, really well. They all worked really hard to get their volunteer hours, and now really to just have to maintain these grades. Do well in school. That's our number one focus. And it's not just the parents pushing this, it is the teachers pushing this. The teachers are all about Bright Futures, and they want the kids to succeed as well. So we've seen our kids excel in Florida schools, and we left a really good school district in Michigan, but we've seen them excel. So if you have any questions about schools, obviously niche.com or greatschools.org, or just call me. I'll give you my opinions. I can't really direct you, but I can help you as much as possible when it comes to different types of schools and what people are seeing. And number 3, safe, family-friendly neighborhoods. These neighborhoods are built around families right now. These master plan communities, much like here at North River Ranch and Parish, or where I live at Fishhawk Ranch. There's also Waterset in Apollo Beach. There's Bexley up in Odessa. There's so many different places and so many new communities that are getting built constantly. It's even hard for us to keep up, but that's our job. That's what we do. We keep up with all the communities. If you just want to let your kids run, ride bikes, scooters, electric scooters, whatever they're into nowadays, it's back into like you're in the 80s or 90s, where the kids are actually outside enjoying themselves. That's a lifestyle we came down for. That's what we chased. We needed something different because we felt like our neighborhood and our lifestyle wasn't really what we wanted to raise our kids in. We want it all. We want the outdoor activities, but we also want the family-friendly, safe neighborhoods like this. You don't always have to live in one of these master plan communities. You can live on land. You can live in these bigger neighborhoods that might not have an HOA or CDD. But if you're looking for a neighborhood like this with all the amenities for the kids, places to roam, sidewalks, streetlights, they have them here. But now, let's get into number 4. So number 4 is affordability. And I don't mean it compared to certain states. Like where I lived in Michigan, we are actually paying more money to live here. Housing is more expensive. Some of the groceries are more expensive unless you know how to work through that. And we found different hacks. Obviously a lot of time at Costco. We spend some money at Aldi. We have Kroger delivery. We don't always spend all of our money at Publix. So there are some things that will make an impact on your finances if you don't pay attention. A lot of people talk about insurance. I can guide you, I can help you. The closer you live to the shoreline, the more money you're gonna pay for insurance. And there are websites like FEMA that you can go on to see if something's in a certain flood zone. And because if you have to take in a flood insurance rider or get flood insurance on top of your homeowner's insurance, then it's gonna cost you more money. It will. Sometimes property taxes are gonna be more than what you're paying now. But here's a couple things that you need to pay attention to as well. No state income tax. And like I talked about on number 2, we talked about the kids' education. So it really depends on what you're after. So those are 2 of the reasons we made the move here. And of course, number 1, we talked about outdoor living. So between outdoor living, no state income tax, and of course the Bright Futures program, so far, I'm batting what? 3 out of 4? Like, this is a major, major shift for our family. And we did it knowing that some of the other costs would go up. But with what you get, it's worth it to us. It's a lifestyle change. So I will say affordability compared to other major cities. If you are looking to move here from New York or New Jersey, or some in places in Pennsylvania, or up even in the Northeast, Boston, you're gonna find it very affordable to live here. If you're moving back up a little bit from Miami, or if you're down in the Naples area and Coral Gables, you're gonna find that it's more affordable in Tampa. So it is a major city on the water with all kinds of things to do that's more affordable than other major cities or other major cities on the water that have lots of things to do. So between Tampa, St. Pete, all the different suburbs around, you're gonna find home. But sometimes it's reaching out to us to help identify that. I will tell you another story. I had a client recently reached out to me from YouTube, and she wanted to live in a specific neighborhood, and that neighborhood happens to be over by me. It was a new construction neighborhood, and that's what she came in on. She came in on that video. Well, once we started talking and she told me what she likes and what they want as far as their lifestyle, and they needed to be closer to shopping and they didn't want to feel like they're out in the country or away from everything, I had to tell her. I had to break the news. Where I live, this is not where you want to live, because we have to drive 30 minutes to Costco. We have to drive 30 minutes to Target. I love it here. I picked this place. I love it here. The schools are great. I have no problem driving an hour to the beach or 30 minutes to Costco. I have zero problem, but she would have, because where she was living in Virginia, she didn't like that. She didn't like that she was a little bit away from everything, and they wanted to make a change. They wanted to get more into a different lifestyle. So I recommended Apollo Beach. It's going to be convenient for her husband to get to the airport, which was an important need. They didn't care as much about the beaches. They wanted activity. They wanted to be close enough to shopping and Target and Costco. And they also wanted to be close to parks and recreation. And they wanted to be not too far from the freeway so they can jump on and go over to Disney or Universal. So everybody has different needs. And she works from home, but her husband travels a lot. So think about that. If your needs differ from that, then it could work out differently for you once we get on a Zoom call and have a consult. Because understanding what your needs are is the number one thing, and that's what we do best. We help narrow it down, help identify what's best for what you're looking to do. And with my situation, when we made the move here, I was chasing the schools. I didn't care about the drive. I needed the schools more than anything. And I wanted a community that we could go out and do outdoor activities. I wanted to be somewhat centrally located so I could go to Orlando. Didn't matter as much though. That didn't matter as much. Again, the drive didn't matter as much as it was the schools and the community, and that's what I found here. So she is looking in a different community because she has other needs, and that's my point. Whatever it is that you need, we can accommodate. And of course, affordability of homes. So if you need a home that's $350, but you want it to be a 2-story home, 2,500 square feet, they have that here. We can show you where those are. If you need a condo that's $350 by the ocean, we know where those are. And if you're in the $1 million price range, but you want a half-acre lot or an acre lot, and you want new construction, I can tell you exactly where those are as well. So affordability is in the eye of the beholder. Does that even make sense? But reality is everybody has a different need. Affordability is a moving scale depending on what your desires are. But between the taxes, the schools, the lifestyle that doesn't cost us much when it comes to entertainment, because we're always out at parks and things, there's a lot there. There's something to digest if that's a factor when making a move to Florida. Let's get to number 5. All right, number 5. My absolute favorite part of living here is the entertainment. It is. I can go really anywhere and feel like I'm on vacation. Now, I don't feel like I'm on vacation if I go to the local park. I just feel like I live here. But I do feel like I'm on vacation when I drive about an hour from where I live and I end up in St. Pete. Downtown St. Pete is different than St. Pete Beach. I also feel like I'm on vacation every time I go to the beach. So whatever the beaches that you're looking for, if you're looking to go to Anna Maria Island, Madera Beach, Indian Rocks, if you want something touristy, like a touristy type feel, beach vibe, that would be Clearwater. If you want something a little bit quieter with softer sand, you know, the white powdery sand, #1 beach in the world, that's Siesta Key. And if you want to go shark tooth hunting, that's Casperson Beach in Nokomis, down by Venice. If you want to go shelling and you want to stay out overnight and get up real early in the morning to go get seashells, that's going to be down in the Fort Myers area. There's going to be some beaches down there. So really anything you could ever want. And one of my favorite experiences we had recently was kayaking. We had friends in town. We drove up to Crystal Springs and we explored that whole area over in Ocala. And we got a chance to drop the kayaks in the water and check out the manatees. We got a chance to see all the wildlife that's out there and just live. It was so nice and so relaxing. And when we got off the river, we went in town and we ended up at a pizza shop, and it was just a fantastic experience. So it didn't cost us a ton of money. It did cost us some time because we had to drive. But whether it's a spring you're looking for, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, if you want to rent a boat at the Freedom Boat Club, if you have a boat, you can go out on the bay. If you're big into fishing, hiking, kayaking, I could go all day, but let's not forget about some of the other entertainment. We love going to Channelside. We love going to the aquarium. We love going to Sparkman Wharf, which is kind of like a place to gather and eat. We also love it that the cruise ships are right here in Tampa. Busch Gardens is here. We're not huge fans, to be quite frank. We just don't like Busch Gardens. But we do like the Tampa Zoo. Zoo Tampa is amazing. We have annual passes for it, and we can go tomorrow if we want, and it's not gonna cost us a dime because we paid for this annual pass once and it was super easy and we love it. Kids love it. We go to that zoo, I don't know, once every couple months right now. If we wanna go on I-4 and we wanna battle that traffic over to Orlando, then we can go to Universal Studios. Now we've been to the new Epic, that was epic. But we have annual passes. This is our second time having annual passes to Universal Studios. And we still have yet to go to Disney, but it's there. But who knows? Our kids' ages, I think we need to go to Disney a little bit, but I just don't want to invest in the annual passes because they really like Universal better. Does that summarize it for you? I mean, there's so much. There is so much to do. My kids are thrilled, but the 2 decisions, 1, marrying my wife, and 2, moving to Florida, will always be the 2 best decisions I ever made in my life. Well, that's a wrap. If you're looking to make that move and this is a dream that you desire, a place that you desire to live, don't give up on your dreams. Don't ghost the idea of moving to Florida. It is difficult. It's not always easy, but it's a lot easier when you have somebody in your court. When you want to make that lifestyle change, I made the move. I know firsthand what it's like, and I only did it a few years ago. And then I dug deep so I could bring this information to you so you have the knowledge to make the move as well. My phone number, email address, and everything's down below. Just get a hold of me.